Hi everybody, I hope you're all well out there. I know it's been a very long time since I've done a video. I can't really explain why, it just hasn't happened, and every day I keep saying to myself, you need to do a video. So today I'm just throwing together a little video of the top of this little box. I haven't painted the bottom yet, so I'm going to do that. But so here I go. So any of you who have seen me before know I do an art form called Rosemaling. It's a Norwegian folk art that goes back to the 1600s. And it's based on C strokes and S strokes. So there's a C stroke, just a little one, and an S stroke. A lot of times when I video on a bigger piece, but this is a piece I just have here, sitting around waiting to be painted. And I'm going to stick to the blues since I have a blue background. So like I was saying, it's C strokes and S strokes. And Rosemaling is very familiar to people because it reminds them of a lot of the other work they might have seen. Pennsylvania Dutch, the German, the Russian. It's just familiar. It's like art comfort food. So this is something I've been doing since I was a kid. I started when I was 11, and I worked with my dad on this. That's a whole long story. So anyway, I'll save that for another time. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just putting a central flower in, and these flowers, though based on what you see out in nature, they're really what is in the mind's eye. They're very much fantasy flowers. And I'm just laying down my basic shapes with my C strokes and S strokes. I'm filling it in here. Now this is the telemark style. It's a very asymmetrical style. And most of the time I demonstrate on bigger pieces, which is what I said earlier. But it's kind of fun to do a smaller piece here. And I promise I'll do a big one soon. I am hoping to have some time to really sit down and show basic brush strokes and help those out there who are interested in learning Rosemaling. Okay. If you hear a noise in the background, that's my rescue dog Chloe. She's kind of walking around. She showed up about 6 months ago, and she is my constant companion. She has a dog treat in her mouth right now. Okay, I'm going to put a little flowers here, here, here. Now, when I'm working on a bigger piece, I'm not as quick as I am right now. Alright, so I paint in acrylics. I use a Joe Sonia paint done by Chroma. And I worked with those paints for quite a while. I started in oil paints and switched to acrylics about 18, 19, 20 years ago, before my oldest daughter was born. And have used them ever since. Don't mind me, I'm just adding some paint here. So now, hold on, come on. Need my detail paint. Thank you for your patience. Okay. So the first brush I was using was a Low Cornell 0795. I don't even think they're made anymore. And right now, well, hello, can you even read what this is? This is a Low Cornell Jackie Shaw liner 10-0. You can tell how much I've used this because you can't even read what's on it. Alright, so now the detail work, the embellishment, is what brings this to life. So I'm just going to add my detail here. I don't always follow exactly the outside of each flower. Some people call it outlining. I don't really call it that. I call it embellishment, because you're really bringing to life what's there, and I'm not truly outlining everything that you see. Now if you notice, I kind of use my hand as a brace because Rosemaling, your brush is straight, pretty much straight up and down a lot of times when you use it. You want to have it's much height above it as you can, so you can make your brush work. The next time, maybe later this week, I'll set up a piece that's bigger so then you can really see how this works. Well, that didn't quite work the way I wanted it to, so we'll just add to that a little bit. Let's bring a line here, push it down and up. So when I use my brush, it's kind of like an airplane. When the airplane starts up, comes down for a landing, you push it down, you rise it back up again. Okay, let's do a little here. Again, most of the time I take a lot longer than what I'm doing on this, but it's kind of nice to use a little piece like this as a display and kind of see what you can do with the brush. Here we go, add a little detail there. Let's come around this way. Oh, I'm already up to 6 minutes. Okay. And I hope everyone is doing well on this Sunday evening. We're doing well here. My younger daughter is turning 16 tomorrow. So we've been celebrating her birthday this weekend. My older daughter is 18 and is a freshman in college. So she just went back off to school with my husband. He took her for a drive back up. And I have a son who will be 12 next month, who's my soccer kid. And he's happily on Fortnite, if I'm sure many of you have heard of that, but he's sitting on Fortnite right now while I work on this. Okay, we'll add a little more detail lines in here. I'm in the midst of doing a lot of projects for people and just finding the time to sit and work. Alright, we've got a little flower here. Let's take care of this guy. Bring it around. Now the base, I haven't decided whether I'm going to make that blue or if I'm going to keep it a natural color. So we'll see. Once I get these done, I have a few more boxes like this. I'll probably put them on Etsy. I have a few events coming up that I'll use some pieces for here. Okay, let's come around with this little flower. Let's see here. Let's add a little dots in there. Any little embellishment just kind of adds to it. Put a little teardrop there. Let's see. That's looking pretty good. And maybe what I'll do quickly to end it, needs a little line around the edge. So I take a piece of paper towel. I'm going to dip it into some white. Use my finger. I'm going to put on the edge. I'm going to come around. Just edge my way around here. Dip again into my, it's really an off-white that I'm doing. Bring it down again. That's a little too big there, so we'll wipe that away. Nice things with acrylic is I can do that, but of course it dries pretty quickly, so alright, let's bring this edge around here. Let's see, that kind of works. A little too much in there. You know, you go to display something or demonstrate something, it doesn't always work the way you want it to, but you know what? It's okay. It's art. It's not always going to be perfect. Now again, because it is acrylic, it dries very quickly, so I can go back and kind of play around with that. But you know, looks pretty good. Alright, so I'll come around. I'll make this a darker edge here. Okay. Use my finger. There we go. Edge it a little bit. My kids always laugh because I always seem to have paint on me. I go to the supermarket. The cashier is like, so what have you been doing? Painting your walls? I'm like, yeah, that's what I've been doing. Sure. You know, but no. I just always seem to have paint on me. Alright, so there we go. And there is a top for a nice little jewelry box. Hope you enjoyed this little painting display, and you have a wonderful evening. All my best. Bye-bye.